You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
I said, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. So catchy. I said, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for Happy Hour, Man Cave Happy Hour, whiskey, cigars, spirits, and the stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
I am Matthew Fox.
And it is time for Happy Hour.
We're a little late for it, but it's all good.
And it's always happy. Is the sun up? Is the sun down? It's Happy Hour, man.
It's happy wherever I'm at.
It is, yeah. It is happy times. Fresh off of journalism camp. I don't know if my liver...
That's a thing, apparently.
I don't know if my liver can take more. Last night...
You're going to try.
So here's the scene for the last night at about 2:15 in the morning.
Oh, my goodness. No wonder you had to take a nap today.
And we are leaving the bar and trying to get food.
Oh, boy.
And we stumbled down the street to the Taco Bell.
Uh-huh.
And
how many were there?
Taco Bell was closed.
How is Taco Bell closed at 2:15 in the morning?
In East Lansing, in Michigan State University.
So
there are these three girls. There's picnic tables outside the Taco Bell, and there are these three girls in little black dresses.
Oh, boy.
So naturally, we joined them atop the picnic tables, right there on the main street downtown East Lansing, shouting, "I want quesadillas and let us in." That's a proud moment.
Well, YOLO. So,
and what was hilarious, these girls were shamammered.
Oh boy,
we were feeling good.
Yeah, well, 2:15 in the morning.
These girls were shamammered, and so they staggered off down the street from the direction we came, which we knew there was nothing off that way. Uh-huh. And there was a guy just kind of standing there, and he goes, there's a Cottage Inn pizza like right next door that's open. He goes, if you guys are looking for food. And we're like, yeah, cool. So we went in, we got pizzas. It was great. But these girls, there was food that close, and that was a wild time.
That's
but
funny.
we're teaching. There's like 300 journalism students and 30 teachers, and then once the students are in the hands of the floor counselors, and we're done reviewing grading papers, I get together, blow off a little steam.
Wow, you have to.
And oh boy.
It's called decompression for a reason.
And then let us in 2:15 in the morning outside the Taco Bell.
So that's why you had to take a nap today. Okay, that's starting to make sense now.
But it's actually pretty cool. The journalists, I get to work with some amazing people. The Satterthwaites, they were formerly from Michigan, and they're now teaching in California. It's Palo Alto High School, where James Franco is on.
Yeah,
so he went to high school there, and he's back teaching at the school.
I remember us talking about that. Time. Yeah.
So it's like, can you imagine walking into the teacher lounge? James Franco's there. That's
Tobey Maguire's my best friend.
That's it. No kidding. So yeah, Brian Wilson's at that school too. Another former Metro Detroit journalism teacher. Yeah, they stole all the good ones, both the Satterthwaites and then Brian Wilson. And then so they're there. So amazing teachers. And then Jim Streisel, he literally wrote the textbook on high school journalism. It's called High School Journalism by Jim Streisel. He's out of Carmel, Indiana, and then out of Texas. I think it's Austin, Texas. Bobby Hawthorne, who is, if anybody knows journalism, these names, Bobby Hawthorne would definitely ring a bell. He literally wrote a book. It's called The Radical Right.
Oh my God.
And it has been the textbook for high school writing and journalism. And Bobby's just an amazing guy with the best stories, and he's just got this cool Texas. It's not a
like
heavy
a drawl?
Texas accent, but it's a little bit of a drawl in it. And he just texts. I could just sit and listen to Bobby talk for hours, and I did. And we started doing the podcast, right? We started doing the Man Cave Happy Hour,
right?
And I'm all excited about bourbons and whiskeys and things, but you and we focus on bourbons, but we'll do spirits. Our buddies at Zim's Vodka, we got some fun Zim's Vodka stuff coming up. I want to do some gins. We've done beer. We have a lot. We have a lot on our plate, but I was like on a bourbon kick, and I'm like, hey, Bobby, do you like bourbons? He goes, I haven't really got into bourbon. This was last year, right? Yeah. And before camp last year. And I was like, I want to bring a bottle, He goes, I go, well, what do you, he goes, I like scotch.
Huh. Okay.
And I'm like, all right.
So it's a surprise.
And I'm like, all right, so what kind of scotch? He goes, you know what, Jamie? He goes, I haven't met one I didn't like yet. And so I got a nice bottle of scotch, Belventi. Mm-hmm. It was finished in rum casks. Oh, wow. And we shared that last year. I shared with the other two. So that's Bobby and I on a corner with a straw, 2 straws in the bottle. Although, if you listen to that video, that sounds like exactly. Oh my God, let us in. Oh God. Bobby Hawthorne was not part of that. Okay. He was with us earlier. We were at a bar called the Peanut Barrel. So if Michigan State people would know that we were at the Peanut Barrel until they asked us to leave, and we went to another place called the Tin Can until they asked us to leave.
Oh boy.
No, they were closing. So they're like, hey, we're closing up. And then, so the Tin Can closed up. Yeah. You're beautiful. We love you. But, yeah. So, I last year I brought that, Belventi for Bobby and I shared it with the other teachers. And then this year, going to journalism camp,
yes.
I bought a bottle, I respect the man so much. I just love to sit and talk to him and hear his stories.
Yeah.
And usually everybody at camp is all about the beers, craft beers, microbrews, blah. Blah, blah.
There is a distillery in East in Lansing.
Yeah. I drove by and they were closed. I tried to go in for I talked to Scott and I was going to go say hi, and they were closed. American Fifth Spirits.
Yeah.
But they were closed when I tried to get in there.
Bummer.
And then they asked me to leave. There's a theme there.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
No dogs allowed. So we were there, and so I got a bottle this year.
Yes.
I went to buy a bottle. Where do I go when I'm going to buy a bottle?
You go and see Tony Batu.
I went to see Tony. Yes. I went to see Tony. And where was Tony?
At the Wine Garden.
He was not there.
Oh, no.
So I went to the Wine Garden, yes, and Tony wasn't there. But I talked to Tony's brother. I forget his brother's name. But his brother is cool. Very similar to Tony.
Sure.
He's a short guy and just very amazingly astounding, wonderfully knowledgeable and helpful. And I said, I'm looking for a scotch. Mm-hmm. I want something a little special to share with a friend that I'm not trying to over impress, but I want something impressive. Mm-hmm. And I said, I like bourbons. I like scotches, but I like bourbons too. What would you suggest? He's like, I got one for you.
Oh boy.
He goes,
I'm looking at it and oh my gosh.
Yeah. Aberlour is the name.
Aberlour.
And it's the Abuda. What is it?
Aberlour Abunda.
Yeah. All right. So here I got this. This is the product rep. So yes. I like this. He's got the accent too. So yes. Here we go. This is the product rep saying it.
All right.
It's now my absolute pleasure to introduce a whiskey some of you may know very well. Aberlour Abuna.
Aberlour. I gotta practice that like a freaking trash. Rico
Get your cockney out a little bit here.
Aberlour Abuna. So I got this bottle of Aberlour Abuna, and I shared it with Bobby Hawthorne, and people were going after it, and I put it away because I shared it with everybody.
Yeah.
And not everybody's there is a big, a couple people wanted to try it, and they're like, oh well, we're going to be drinking. I'm like, well, I am drinking. Yeah. I'm drinking this. I'm not going to get schmammered. Mm-hmm. Although we ended up chanting at Taco Bell at 2 a.m. So it's apparently
you got schmammered.
Yeah, a little bit. So I kind of put it away because I also wanted to share it with my good friend Matt Fox.
Aw, thanks, man.
I wanted to share this impressive bottle with my impressive friends. And Matt Fox is
nowhere near impressive.
Yes. You impress me. Aberlour Abuna. I'm impressed that I've freaking said it right more than once.
Abuna.
So.
I looked it up.
Yeah.
When you pulled it out, you told me what we were doing. I looked it up, and there is some really great history behind this bottle that we're looking at.
Okay, yeah, and it's there's what's drum roll, please. What's the proof? Right, this is cask strength. This is cask strength.
Yes, it is. The proof is at 59.9.
Yeah, wouldn't want to go crazy and make it 60.
No, why go crazy? But at 59,
because that would just be ridiculous.
But that's probably just this batch, because it's batch. This was batch number 62.
It's like handwritten. So so this one came out at 59.9.
Yes, it's up there.
See, now a lot of times we try stuff we haven't had before.
Yes, I've never had this.
If you hold that up to the camera, it's about half gone.
Yes, you
Bobby and I and the other counselors there at journalism camp, we kind of had our way with it.
You took advantage of it. Yes, you did.
And that was just, we were only 2 nights. That was just 2 nights. But there's probably like 6-7 people.
That's respectable for 2 nights.
That's 6-7 people partaking.
That's very respectable.
It was the second night, because Bobby's like, no, I'm going to play it off. And he's like, so he poured a little one, and then he grabbed the bottle and poured a little one. And then a little bit later, he grabbed the bottle, poured a little one. And because we have a teacher lounge, and we call it the Flamingo Lounge. Okay. And so we were in the Flamingo Lounge. And normally Bobby, because he's like, his classes are huge, right? Because everybody wants to take the Bobby Hawthorne experience, because he really is. He's an amazing writer, teaches at the college level. He does amazing work with high school journalists. Oh, wow. He's just astounding. And so he really gives kids great feedback, and he's just so insightful. He's written books and stuff. But so he stayed till 2, and he never stays up that late. And he was a little comfortable as he was leaving. And I'm like, oh my God, I broke Bobby Hawthorne. Oh crap. Half of me was going, yes, and the other half of me was like, oh my God, I broke Bobby Hawthorne.
What's he gonna write next?
Yeah. I didn't want to, So anyway, but
that's great.
All right. So more about this bottle that we're trying to share. Aberlour Abuna.
Aberlour Abuna. Well, there's a lot of history behind here, so it's going to take me a moment.
Aberlour is kind of like the label,
yes.
And there's several variations in the
Abuna.
Abuna.
Aberlour 12. You got the Abuna, but the Abuna is very specific. Abuna. It's got some history behind it because of what they found when they were adding on to the distillery itself.
Oh.
And that's where this bottle is actually in tribute to the original Aberlour Abuna.
Okay.
Right? So the history, there's just, it's
I
chock
volunteer
full.
in tribute to drink this.
So while I'm reading, I need you to pour.
I'll pour. All right. I was going to say, I'm parched. You asked me, should I get something? I'm like, no, I'm good. We'll be drinking this. And I'm like, now all of a sudden I'm like parched. Hang on. Here we go.
Yeah. See,
there we are.
Even better.
Sound of it.
So the history here, this was founded in 1879, just about the same year that your house was built.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 50 years later.
All right, fair enough.
31. My house was 1831.
1831. All right. So your house is older than what we're going to be drinking.
Yeah.
So founded in 1879 by James Fleming, a son of the local tenant farmer. Aberlour Distillery is situated at the confluence of the Loire and Spey rivers in Strathspey, Scotland. In 1898, just 3 years after Fleming passed away, a fire consumed several of the distillery's buildings and most of its inventory of whiskey. There's been a lot of news lately, Jamie, about a lot of things happening, fires and what have you, and just whiskey gone. Right?
Abuna?
Abuna.
From the Gaelic, meaning of the origin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that. Under the supervision, I'm sorry, let me go back here. Yeah, several of the fire destroyed several of the distillery's buildings and most of its inventory of whiskey. Under the supervision of Charles Doing, however, one of Scotland's foremost designers of whiskey distilleries at that time, Aberlour Distillery was rebuilt. So in 1975, we're going to fast forward here over 100 years later.
All right.
Okay. Or just under 100 years. So in 1975, legend has it that workers were installing a second pair of stills at Aberlour Distillery. During the installation process, though, the workers discovered a time capsule buried beneath a nameplate they were forced to remove.
Huh. A time capsule.
The time capsule.
Holy shit, this is awesome.
The time capsule contained an 1898 newspaper article about the distillery fire.
It's a stash of 1890
which was wrapped
Playboys.
around an 1898 bottle of Aberlour Scotch whiskey.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Try not to swear in this. But,
Hey, no, you're good, man.
oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. So what was in there?
It was. It was.
I'm trying to make Playboy jokes. Oh no, it was a stash of 1890 Playboys. But what was in there?
It was the. Well, that's what it was. It was the. It was a news article
Okay.
about the fire,
Oh, okay.
and that article was wrapped around a bottle of the bottle of Scotch whiskey itself.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So, although the workmen drank nearly the entire bottle during their lunch break.
When was this? This was the 70s.
Yeah, this is the 70s. Yeah.
Man.
They drank most of it during their lunch break, but a small portion of the whiskey from the bottle was preserved and sent to a laboratory in Keith, Scotland for analysis.
Oh my gosh.
Aberlour Abuna single malt Scotch whiskey is a tribute to that 1898 bottle of Scotch.
That is fan-freaking-tastic.
Isn't that great?
Man. And that the workers drank most of it. You idiots.
So released in a
That is
limited,
wonderful.
it was released in limited run batches. The whiskey is matured in Spanish oak casks,
Yeah.
right? Previously used to age Oloroso sherry, a dark and nutty type of fortified wine.
It's nutty.
It's nutty. The Oloroso sherry cask, which are some of the rarest and most precious casks used for maturation, imparts subtle yet sweet notes of dried fruits and caramel to the whiskey and add an incredible layer of complexity. So just with that said, I have never had this before, Jamie.
Right.
So I am very interested just to waft it a little bit, sniff it.
Yeah.
And,
Again, it's a Scotch. It's
It
not.
is.
It's a Scotch whiskey.
yep. So after the maturation, the non-chill filtered whiskey is bottled at cask strength.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is never diluted with water.
No, it is not.
In bottles reminiscent of the old apothecary bottles used by 19th century villagers to collect Scotch directly from barrels.
Yeah, it is a cool. It is a good looking. It is
really
a
is a
cool,
good
good
looking
looking bottle. It
really is.
kind of groovy.
But as you said, the Aberlour Abuna, which is Scottish Gaelic for origin, it actually, when we try this, you're gonna look for a slightly smoky aroma with hints of red apples and caramel.
Right.
Right. So as we get through this, we'll talk about some of the tasting notes, but this just that history makes it sound,
yeah.
makes it sound like it's gonna be delicious.
See. I just threw it on the table. I said, "Hey, Bob, let's go, baby!" And he was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
And we enjoyed it immensely. What we did get into the aromas and things.
oof, that has got a red. That red apple smell. You get that? I'm getting red apple out of it.
Okay.
What are you getting out of that?
There's a slight peat because of the Scotch.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely getting apple.
Okay.
Not so much on the caramel. I haven't tasted it yet, so I'm not sure it's going to sit on the palate. Oh gosh, here we go.
So, are we in? We going in?
I think we should go in
All
because
right.
I've sniffed it enough.
All right.
I think it's time to marry this now. Wow. Okay. I've had scotches in my day. I've had the Macallans, I've had the Glenlivets and what have you.
There's a second wave to it. One sip, two waves.
That second wave, that is a really nice burn, a really nice burn going down the throat.
Well, yeah, I mean, because we're at 60 proof. I mean, 120 proof, 60%.
Yeah, but that secondary burn is very nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh, our Facebook Live.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, fair enough. We're still recording.
Yeah.
Wow, that has definitely got that. That has got something different in it that I've never experienced before. It's got that red apple feel. I still get that red apple. Even on that second wave, I'm still getting that red apple. And the caramel pops in a little bit for me. Just a little bit.
All right.
What about you?
It's hot, right?
Yeah,
and I'm digging it.
Yep. It's on par with the Stags.
I'm not gonna put it anywhere near sweet. Yeah, I gotta dive in.
It's got a more, you're not getting sweet. I'm getting a little bit of the sweetness myself. A little bit of honey on that end of that second wave. That's where that kind of a sweeter feel of honey comes from.
Well, and, your tongue is set up too, because there's different
Yeah.
taste bits on your tongue, and it's hitting different parts for me. Not the tip of the tongue, but the edge, the front end of my tongue. Is a lot's happening there, and then back by my tonsils. I guess I don't know to describe it. Back in that part, I'm feeling is where it's hanging out. Is where it's hanging out.
Yeah,
it's probably dripping on there.
It's got some legs to it too. It's got some, even though we're drinking this out of plastic cups.
Yeah,
it does have some legs.
Oh my goodness, yes. So, oh man,
whew. This is something that you would not want to start your night off with.
Unless, of course, you're at journalism camp and Jamie comes rolling in. That was this. That's how we kicked off both nights like this.
Oh my gosh, man! Yeah, I can see
2 of the 3 nights anyway.
I could see this going, probably at 3/4 of the way through your night. If you're just looking to change it up, this is where you would want to go to, because you may have done a few other bourbons or scotches that weren't quite there as far as the burn or the alcohol content. 3/4 through the night, you pull this out, even with some type of a mild Maduro or a cigar, would probably just murder.
Well,
this.
I don't know if in the middle of the night, I'm one and done with this guy. It's like, because it's leaded. There's a bit to it.
If you feeling like a rock star,
so are you getting the sherry? Are you getting the sherry?
I'm getting the sweetness where the sherry cask is supposed to do. I'm getting a little bit of a sweetness.
So what are the tasting notes claim and purport?
Yeah, let me pull that
according
up
to
here. According to what I'm looking at. So tasting notes, it's a deep, rich amber color with the aroma of red apples, caramel, and spiced oranges. I'm not sure if you're getting any type of a spiced orange in there at all. You're getting the spice, I know that. But I'm not sure if you're getting the orange feel there. Initial flavors of the dark chocolate, cherries, ginger, dried fruits are enriched with hints of the sherry and the oak from the barrels itself. So mid-palate, as I was just saying, kind of got that honey feel.
Right.
And mid-palate, that second wave, that's that mid-palate that you were talking about. Mid-palate has more of a honey and spices that lead to a robust finish, with notes of an exotic spice. And again, the oak.
Right.
Because you get that peat feel out of it, right?
Yes. So now that I've had like 3 sips.
Yeah.
And I go back for another smell.
Yeah.
I'm smelling, a caramel.
Yeah.
Sweetness after having it just coat my mouth and take the breath in as I take a sniff. I'm really getting that.
No, like we always do when we do something new or something I've never had before.
Right.
You've never had. Always neat.
Yeah. Everybody was like pouring water in it. Everybody tried at camp. Everybody tried it. They were all pouring water in it. I didn't. I was like, nope.
Naturalist.
You and I are riding it out.
Yeah, if you want to open it up or kind of dilute a little bit, you do what you want because everyone's different in that regard. But anytime you try something new, I always recommend do it neat.
Mm-hmm.
You get the full flavor of it right off the get-go. So
if you're trying, then add the ice cube
add
to
the
it or
ice
whatever.
later. Yeah,
I'll do that. I'll do that at home. I'll pour just a splash and give it a taste, and then throw the ice cube in. And,
right.
Even if it's something I
do you
know.
get the bottle?
I do a little bit. Aren't you excited to come over and have some more bourbon with it?
Always.
I added this. We're going to do a show about infinity bottles.
Yeah, because you've got quite the infinity bottle rocket.
Yeah, we got an infinity bottle. I added this to my infinity bottle. So we'll do a show about infinity bottles.
All right.
But I already added this in just in case. I was like, well, you never know what me and Matt might end up doing there. Aberlour Abuna. Aberlour Abuna. So yeah.
But this is actually very, very good, Jamie. This is a great share. It's a great.
Well, and again, I thank Tony's brother.
Yeah.
At the Wine Garden, and if you're in the Metro Detroit area, they always have a great selection, and they're very, very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
With helping choose things, and as my hope was. My dear friend, Bobby Hawthorne was impressed and pleased with it.
As he should.
And enjoyed it immensely. So, and that's it. So it's,
this is something I've never actually heard of. Aberlour Abuna.
No.
Right? So if you're out you're out doing your thing and you're out at the bar and you're looking for something more of a sophisticated, type deal, you want to share a little bit of history about it, I would almost say ask them if they have this just to see where
I just got a bunch of sherry on that one.
Ooh, nice.
Sherry. Scotch. I like Scotch.
Just the type of place you're in, see if they carry it.
Yeah.
And if not, go to your local place, see if they can't order it for you.
Where's the price point on this? What did you, because I just bought it earlier this week.
Well,
but what price point were you finding on the line there?
Price point wise, it's a small investment that you'd make. So you're just under $100 for this bottle itself.
Yeah, because this is
it's all right. The price point I saw was about $91.99.
Yep, here in Michigan, 101.
101.
It was 101.
That's taxes and stuff.
Yep. So that's what this one.
So yeah, it's a small investment. Treat it,
doing.
and this is something that you would sip on. This is not something you would get through in a night. This is something you would savor. You would save for a special occasion.
Not mixing it up with the Verner's.
No,
it would probably make a really nice one.
It probably would, but not.
Yeah.
Not
So for
$100
for the bottle. And again, I don't normally. I usually try to keep a bottle like 50, 75, 80 if I really want it and it's really rave reviews. I like to keep down around 30, 40 for a bottle.
Right.
Bourbon.
This is a special occasion type deal.
But that's like my a treat for the year and a treat for my journalism friends.
If you want to treat a friend, a gift, birthday, holiday, this would be a stellar gift to give to a buddy.
And the best part about this gift is Bobby flies in and out, and once we cracked it, he can't take it with him. So my selfish ass gets to bring the rest of it home. So here's to you, Mr. Hawthorne.
Cheers, Mr. Hawthorne. Thanks for liking Scotch.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
But yeah.
Oh my God, that's so good.
So I know. And can you see and we're sitting there sharing stories, telling stories, and talking about kids and talking about life and catching up. Because sometimes we don't talk or see each other for a year. Some people don't see each other, and so we're catching up, telling stories. And that's he kept on going back to it, and it was like, and it would be easy to keep going back to this. It's hot.
Yes, it is.
It's hot. It's not heavy, but it's hot. It's high octane.
Yep,
it's not super high octane. It's pretty high octane. It wants 60%, right? Figure out what 60% is, and yeah, but I could keep doing it.
Yeah.
Although at 60%, you get in trouble pretty quick. And that's why I was like, oh, crap, I broke Bobby Hawthorne.
Where are we? Oh, we're in downtown.
Oh, yeah. We normally chat up the place we're at because we just finished recording the other podcast, Animal Talk.
Yes.
And we do that at the Detroit Shipping Company, downtown Detroit.
Yes.
Podcast Detroit Studios. And again, kind of uninvited.
Pretty much.
We didn't rent the studio time. It's just we were doing Animal Talk, and there wasn't another show after us. And I had a couple bottles in my bag.
The invoice is coming, man.
Matt was like, "Where are we gonna go?" I'm like, right here. I do have all the remote stuff that we normally do the show with in the car. I figured we could go but I was like, we're here. All the toys are plugged in. We'll just do it on the podcast Detroit. I got a little split screen going for the videos for if anybody chiming in on Facebook. There's a couple of people that have come through the room.
Oh, nice.
So thanks for
guys.
liking, subscribe. Yeah, wherever you find your podcast, wherever finer podcasts are sold, find the Man Cave Happy Hour. Like, subscribe, leave a comment because it does help. It does help immensely.
That is a really cool shirt you got on there, bud. Where'd you get that from?
You like that Man Cave Happy Hour t-shirt?
I do.
I thought you'd be wearing yours today.
Well, I came from
work. Yeah, you were downtown, saved gas and didn't go. We have a t-shirt site.
Oh, what is it called?
Wearing Funny.
Wearing Funny.
Wearingfunny.com. WEARINGFUNNY.
I love that. Yeah, you can.
Wearingfunny.com. You can get yourself a Man Cave Happy Hour t-shirt or a Beer on the Penguin t-shirt. Friends of ours. You can get a I Like Pierogies t-shirt. Things that
you get a Lodge. What? Do it on the Lodge.
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
I did it on the Lodge.
On the Lodge.
On the Lodge.
With it.
With it.
Yeah, on the Lodge with it.
That's funny. It's funny stuff.
That's a Detroit, inside Detroit joke. A bunch of people, the Lodge is a freeway, down here in Metro Detroit, and the M10, and one evening, a bunch of people in like souped up Chargers.
Are you kidding me?
blocked off traffic. It's like a 3-4 lane highway. It's it's in Detroit. It's in the city, so it's 55. It's 55 because it
goes around.
It's in the city proper. But they blocked off traffic. I mean, literally stopped, and like 2 cars went ahead of all the other cars, and they started doing donuts in the middle of the Lodge Freeway, and left just the smoke billowing up from the tires burning away, and then all the skid marks all over the highway, and naturally, stupid girlfriends. Not to be sexist or anything, but it was a female, and it was the dating partner of one of the people, and she's like, "We're on the Lodge with it. We're on the Lodge," and was recording it, and then posted it on the socials, and then the state police dissected those videos and found the guys because they could see their license plates through the smoke.
It's coming around again.
It's coming around. Get another number. Get another.
It's going around again. Got
so,
it. Okay.
But we're on the Lodge with it, and so it went there. It went viral. Yeah. Went very viral.
Wow.
And but yeah, no. So I made a T-shirt in honor of that. A lot of people made T-shirts on the Lodge with it. So wearingfunny.com, you can get yourself a Man Cave Happy Hour T-shirt. Yeah. We got to give away because Beth Underwood, our friend from Talk Bourbon to Me. We had her on one of the previous episodes. We're going to have her on again shortly. And Talk Bourbon to Me. She wrote a book. She has a website, Talk Bourbon to Me, Beth Underwood. And she sent out an email, and she gave us a little shout out.
Oh, thanks, Beth.
And directing people to episode 31 where she joined us, and we will have her back for more bourbon news.
Wait, we're
Kentucky.
cheating on we're cheating on bourbon.
We're cheating on her a little bit. Yeah, we're doing scotch and not bourbons.
But it's the Man Cave. We'll drink.
We do everything. Yeah, we do everything. We have vodka coming up. She's because there's an email newsletter she does as well, and there's a cool recipe for flank steak with bourbon cream sauce.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So I'm gonna give this a try. It's done in a skillet. So
my daughter was just talking about how good flank steak is.
Yeah, no, we do that.
Yeah,
Colleen and I will do that. So anyway,
take a look at that. It's on our. We'll post that on our Facebook page, of course.
Yeah,
and share away.
Yeah. Groovy. All right. So what do we got? mancavehappyhour.com, socials, Man Cave Happy Hour.
On the Facebook page, Man Cave Happy Hour.
Yeah.
The Instagram, the website, wearingfunny.com. Hey, subscribe, let us know what you think. Give us a recommendation.
Yeah.
Give us a review. Let us know. Because we always are trying to get better at what we do. We are novices when it comes to, spirits and whiskeys and bourbons and scotches and vodkas. Let us know what you think. We want to learn as much as the next person.
And if you wanted to, you're like, it sounds like you guys have fun.
We do.
That would be cool to do. If you wanted to hang out with us virtually. If you're in the Metro Detroit area, you could literally hang out with us and do one of these with us. Or if you want to do it on the phone, say, hey, call up a bottle. Say, hey, let's do this. And Matt and I will go someplace that has that, or we will get that bottle, and then you have that bottle, and then we'll get you on the phone, and we can do it together.
Absolutely.
If you wanted to, if there was something like that sounds like a riot.
This is an interactive podcast, right?
So I would be happy to do that.
Yeah.
It seems like it, yeah. One of my fraternity brothers chimed in the last time we were doing a recording.
Yes.
And invited us to the Maley Sports Center, which after I went back and looked is his basement.
Oh.
But it is maxed out. It is the Maley Sports Center or whatever you call it for the sports.
It's his man cave.
It is very much so.
Actually, I sent my father.
We got to do one from there though.
I sent my father something for his man cave that he has down in Virginia. Yeah, and it's a Bushmills mirror. Right, because we have Bushmills on. So actually, my father's a big Bushmills fan.
Right,
and so I gifted him that mirror. And he put it up in his man cave.
Nice.
Where the liquid belongs.
Nice.
Right.
All right, the Podcast Detroit Network. Apparently, there's a business card up here. There's another show called Drunken Confessions. I love this little card. I saw this little card.
What's in the trunk? I'm sorry.
With Cass and Amy. We got to friend these guys and because it looks like they have fun.
Yes.
There's lots of cool shows on the Podcast Detroit Network, so check some of those out. As some of them will be recording in new studios, Podcast Detroit Northville, which are, if you want to look at the Facebook page, as it goes up, we have photos as Matthew and I are building out more Podcast Detroit studios. We're partnering up with Bob and Dave from IT and the D and Podcast Detroit, and we're building, Matt and I are building a pair of studios that is going to fly under the Podcast Detroit flag, and going to help people share their voice.
You know what? If you have an idea, if you have a passion and you want to share your ideas,
do it.
Do it.
Wherever you are. I mean, you don't have to be in Metro Detroit. If you are and you want to party with us, we'd love to have you. But wherever you are, just just share your voice. If you have ideas, there's because the thing is, it's hosting and all that stuff. Podcast Detroit takes care of all that in the fees for it. Yep. But if you want to, there's a thing called Anchor. It's free. And it's like an app on your phone, and you talk into it, and then you can lightly edit, and then you post it, and it's a podcast, and it's and you can produce something and upload the file. But the thing with Anchor is they kind of own part of it. But free. There's lots of ways. If you're interested in,
if you're looking for something professional, you want in your idea, you want something to be professional, and it's going to sound great. It's going to look great, and you're going to have the amenities to be able to just walk right in and say what you have to say, and then walk right out.
Ming and Mike, they got their studios in Jersey. So if you're a Jersey girl or guy, Ming and Mike from that comic book show, they have studios there in Jersey.
Wow.
We have some people that we work with in Texas as well, and I think
Toledo?
There's one. Yeah, there's some in Ohio, and then another
Georgia.
state south of us.
It's Georgia.
Might be Atlanta. Yeah.
Atlanta. Yes.
Fudge. All right.
Fudge.
Okay. So,
what'd you do?
Nothing.
Okay. I didn't see anything.
I know nothing. All right. So anyway, I think that's it. I think that's all we got. So mancavehappyhour.com.
Jamie, I have to appreciate everything that you do.
Yeah.
Being a journalist, journalism teacher as you are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you're listening in podcast world, find this man on the socials, follow him, because he's got a lot of great things to say and share.
DJ Jamie Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, you're Beazle Fox.
Beazle Fox, yes.
Yeah. All right. So I usually tag those in the Man Cave post. So, all right. So there you go. Do we have an ending?
What's that? Do we have an ending? Hey, it's called Cheers.
Oh, yeah. All right. There you go. Until next time. Cheers.
Cheers, clink. Because we're using plastic tonight.